Starting with the Legends ZA map details, fast travel is in the game. Don't think that you need to run around to get everywhere, and make sure you use fast travel for your convenience. You can also zoom in and out of the map and place pins to mark various different interests for your convenience. The Pokeball icon on the map are Pokemon centers, while the other building icons show important locations on the map, such as the Professor's Lab, so be sure to try fast traveling to each of them as you need to. When going over the map, you can see the wild zones in green, and it'll indicate the number of wild Pokemon in each wild zone alongside the ones you caught there. Before we start talking about the Legends ZA battle mechanics, let's talk about ZA's secret bosses, and how they're not unbeatable like everyone thinks they are. Now, while I did get to play the Legends ZA demo thanks to Pokemon inviting me to Pokemon Worlds and giving me free access, I didn't actually get a chance to do this battle because I ran out of time. However, everyone that I know who battled this Pidgeotto lost immediately. They had no chance. However, as I was speaking to Munching Orange about it, he did tell me that there was one person who actually beat this secret boss. This player managed to evolve their Weedle into Kakuna and used Poison Sting on Pidgeotto, causing the Pidgeotto to be poisoned and take residual damage all throughout. This residual damage, alongside some defense buffs using Harden and the other Pokemon in his party, allowed the player to beat this secret boss. So, this Pidgeotto trainer wasn't just there to cause chaos and cause us to pull our hairs out. It's there because it's actually beatable, but it's just really tricky. But this means that if there's a boss that seems impossible to beat in Legends ZA, most likely there will be a way out. Every boss will be beatable, but it's just going to require some thinking. Now, moving on to the battling mechanics, as everyone has told you, it's a lot like Xenoblade. It's not one-to-one by any means, but the real-time battles are definitely a lot of fun, and you're moving the player character around while commanding your Pokemon, so technically you're using both the Pokemon and player at the same time. While you can't actually move your Pokemon around, you can use ZL to lock onto the enemy Pokemon and then fire your attacks using A, B, X, or Y. This is the only way to use your attacks. When you're not using your attacks, however, you should unlock to let your Pokemon move more freely, as its movements are more restricted while it's locked on. So you gotta learn to do both. It's gonna be essential to play the game. You may think moves like Aura Sphere can go the whole distance across the map, but that's not true. Every move has a certain range, so always keep that in mind when positioning your trainer, because based on your trainer's position, your Pokemon will also position themselves. Which is why, again, unlocking and letting your Pokemon move around freely may come in handy. Sneak attacks are back from Legends Arceus and they are pivotal to the game. But not only are they pivotal, but when you successfully land a sneak attack for big damage, you can use that same move again, as it doesn't affect the cooldown of the move. Speaking of cooldowns, yes, all moves have a cooldown. Again, real-time battles, so they've removed accuracy from the game and included cooldowns. Your speed stat will also affect move cooldown. Two different Pokemon with the same move may have different move cooldowns depending on their speed stat, so always keep that in mind. Damage calculations seem to be entirely different from previous Pokemon games, so we'll need to wait and see how that works. Switching in and out of Pokemon is seamless, and it doesn't interrupt the battle in any way. However, there is a quick animation that plays when your Pokemon comes out, and while this animation plays, your Pokemon is vulnerable, so keep that in mind because they can get hit. You can also forward matches at the cost of half your prize medals, but do you really want to? Anyways, it's an option, so keep that in mind. While we've already mentioned a few quality of life changes throughout this video so far, there are a few others that I want to make mention of. There are items that you can pick up in the environment, similar to Legends Arceus where it's just sparkly. Before, you had to run around and press A on them. Now in Legends ZA, you just need to run across them and you pick them up. It auto picks up. It is an amazing quality of life change. If you do see a Pokeball item, you still need to press A on it, but that's okay. You would expect that. Your Pokemon party is visible to you at all times, and this includes their status. For example, this Pokemon is poison, and you can see that it's poison at all times. Also, speaking of poison, when your Pokemon is out of the Pokeball, it will gradually take poison damage until it hits 1 HP. However, if you recall your Pokemon while it's poisoned, it will no longer take damage while it's in your party. Only if it's out of its Pokeball will it take gradual damage. And thankfully, the auto heal function is back as well. Just click on a button and your whole party gets healed. Amazing stuff. Hey, if you're enjoying this video, why don't you hit a like and subscribe and hit the bell icon. And while this channel is going to be focused on Legends ZA lore and theories when Legends ZA does come out, I got a different channel called Hybrid Challenges, which will focus on gameplay content, including tutorials and any other neat tips and tricks. So I would highly recommend subscribing to that channel as well if you want to stay up to date with all this content. You know, every part of this video is Pokemon related, including the sponsor, Tokyo Treats, which we have some Pokemon treats. This video is sponsored by Tokyo Treat and Sakura Co. This month, Tokyo Treat brings you a box packed with flavors inspired by tsukimi or moon viewing, a Japanese tradition held every year during the harvest moon. Tokyo Treat is a fun and exclusive Japanese snack subscription box filled with limited edition Kit Kats, specialty flavored Japanese chips, seasonal treats, and occasional Japanese sodas that are only available in Japan for a limited time. Sakura Co is a monthly Japanese artisan snack box that supports local Japanese snack makers, and each box comes with 20 traditional, authentic, and artisan Japanese snacks, including Japanese teas and special Japanese tableware. This month's Tokyo Treat theme is Snacktastic Moonfest, and with Tokyo Treats, we always show off the monthly Kit Kat on this channel. And this month, it's the Mont Blanc Kit Kats. Bro, the chestnut flavor is delicious. I tell you, delicious. This stuff is amazing. One of the other snacks that I really enjoyed was the fall butter biscuit. It really felt like something I enjoy under the moonlight. With Sakura Co, the theme of this box is Autumn Moon Festival. The blueberry tart was my favorite item from the roster. I literally finished both of them right then and there. And all of this month's snacks pair perfectly well with this month's tea, the Tsukimi Gokukucha, which I did happily drink while using this month's tableware item, the Tsukimi Yunomi. This teacup inspired by this month's theme, and my goodness, is it beautiful. Both boxes also come with booklets with allergen and dietary information, as well as cultural facts. If you love snacks and the moon as much as I do, then you'll definitely want to get a box yourself. Be sure to get your own box or get it as a gift for your loved ones so that they can experience Japan from the comfort of their own home. Use code HybridHero to receive $5 off your first Sakura Co box through my link or your first Tokyo Treat box through my other link. Now, back to the video. While you're in the Pokemon menu, you can actually manually evolve your Pokemon similar to Legends Arceus. So once you hit a level that you can evolve at, you just go in there and hit evolve Pokemon, like this Weedle here, who reached level 7 but didn't evolve into Kakuna. Instead, you gotta choose when to evolve it. Held items are also in the game. There have been various instances in which we've seen players equip citrus berries onto their Pokemon and the Pokemon use them. Natures are also there, and it has been confirmed that there is someone selling mints, meaning that we can manipulate and change natures of our Pokemon, which is great. Our Pokemon also have size classification because it looks like alpha Pokemon are returning based off the trailers, so that's gonna be cool. And there are no abilities. Now there may be one-off Pokemon who have their abilities implemented, such as Aegislash. I can't imagine it not having its ability, and we've seen this in Legends Arceus with Regigigas, but in a general sense, abilities are not there in the game. When it comes to moves in Legends ZA, you can actually relearn moves similar to how you can in Scarlet and Violet on the fly whenever you need to. Just go into your Pokemon menu and then choose the moves that you want, and you can actually map them to the A, B, X, and Y buttons. This will actually be pretty important because as you're participating in the real-time battles, you want to have your most common moves at the buttons that you'll most likely be to press, or the ones that you can reach to the quickest. It's going to be different for everyone, but basically what I'm trying to say is it will be important how you map your moves, but it's going to be according to everyone's personal preference. When we look at move details, again, there's no move accuracy, but power is still there, as well as, again, move cooldown, which the speed stat is directly correlated to how quick a Pokemon move's cooldown works as well, so speed will likely decrease these cooldowns. Every Pokemon also has an individual TM menu, so it looks like that when you do collect TMs, you can just go to this menu, and instead of scrolling through all your TMs to see which ones your Pokemon can learn, you just come here and you know exactly which TMs they can learn. That's a huge quality of life change. The rogue boss battles of Legends ZA are similar to the frenzied boss battles of Legends Arceus. However, the main difference here is that the Pokemon fight and the trainer fight are happening at the exact same time. There is really no difference. The rogue mega Pokemon are constantly targeting the trainer. The trainer is the main target, not the trainer's Pokemon. The trainer's Pokemon just takes damage by getting caught in the crossfire. Because of this, for the most part, you always have to keep your trainer moving around. In Legends Arceus, once your trainer was hit a set number of times, they were done for, but in Legends ZA, it seems as after being hit, your trainer can recover a bit. As for your Pokemon, and this goes for regular battles as well, you can't actually spam heals. Once you use a potion or any kind of healing item, there is a cooldown timer before you can use the potion again. This is actually really refreshing and makes for much more balanced gameplay rather than spamming healing items, so it's really nice. Also, if you lose one of these fights, you actually have the option to restart the fight as a whole, or you can go back to the point where you left off. This way, the boss is left there with the HP that it had remaining. So for anyone who's having a hard time adapting to the real-time combat, there is a way for you to still beat these bosses. Mega Evolution is a core part of rogue boss battles, and you can actually Mega Evolve multiple times in the same rogue boss battle. When you first Mega Evolve your Pokemon in the Rogue boss battle, the animation will play in full. You achieve Mega Evolution by obtaining these Mega Power Orbs throughout the fight and then filling up the Mega Gauge. Once you fill it up, you can activate Mega Evolution. Now, while Mega Evolution is active, you can continue to pick up these Mega Power Orbs, and the Mega Evolution will continue to last for a longer duration. However, if the Mega Evolution ends, you can continue to pick up Mega Power Orbs and then reactivate Mega Evolution a second time, or however many times you need to. This time, the animation doesn't play in full, and it's seamless the way it works with the battle. I love how seamless they made this game. Now, this next bit comes from the demo, but not from anything that I've seen or played, because some players outside of North America who got to play the demo actually found a way to access some wild Pokemon battles. And in the wild Pokemon battles, the wild Pokemon actually target the trainer's Pokemon. So this is different from what we've seen in the Rogue Mega battles. Keep that in mind when you play the game. There are breakable items in the environment such as Mega Shards, which are all across Lumiose City and are causing Pokemon to go amok with Mega Evolution. However, if you break enough of these pink rocks to get Mega Shards, you can actually catch them in with Quizarticle Ink to obtain various different Mega Stones. So definitely keep collecting them to get more Mega Pokemon.